Um, Good morning. Ghana for me church will be na so good sa video way so. Masansa babium. Now we all know for the next days and months coming, and as a week coming, no, there's going to be this trending issue. It's all about the ruling. The Supreme Court judges, Justice any Yeboah, any judges no really normal make concerning say or much or margin say deputy speakers can vote whilst presiding. We should all understand say the Supreme Court or the judiciary is not above the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. The Supreme Court is not above this constitution. So as the legislature and the executives or the executive are also not above this constitution. We have three arms of government. We have the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. Of which each of these three organs of government have equal supremacy. They all have equal supremacy. They all play within their remit of jurisdiction. The Supreme Court does what is within its tentacles, what is within its authority. That's what the Supreme Court should do, or the judiciary should do. The executive does so, and the legislature should and ought to also do so. This constitution has been provided in it the only authority to interpret this constitution. Yes, to interpret this constitution, that sole authority is in the bosom of the judiciary. The Supreme Court. Because this constitution makes it clear, say, the only level of court or the stage of court, a bit to me, akasama a final or has the authority to interpret the constitution of the Republic of Ghana, no, only lies in the bosom of the Supreme Court. Justice Yeboah edano. Inti the ewo constitution we mu nkwa Ghana for no feel say bia onti ase yie anase mpinten aba ho no ana Supreme Court yesi kirem. Constitution we an kire Supreme Court an kan kire Supreme Court say mra legislature edi yo madwumam ko kire anum mu omo anase ko sesem. No, constitution we and Teresa says Supreme Court or the judiciary has the right to amend standing orders and amend laws. Legislature na sha or nanka so the running the parliament. Mrawe and Teresa, the judiciary or the Supreme Court has that authority to set rules and regulations for the executives, for the legislature. No. It is not in this constitution. Say the Supreme Court or the judiciary has the autonomous authority to set rules and regulations for the legislature. No. This constitution states that all the three arms of government have equal supremacy. Obia shisha nemra or the running on any area on any section of government or of governance. In this constitution, Mamimbi Article 110, Clause 1, or see, Standing Orders of Parliament. It reads, subject to the provisions of this constitution, Parliament may, by standing orders, regulate its own procedures. Let me go again. In this constitution, in the 1992 constitution, what is written in it say, under Article 110, that is Standing Orders of Parliament, this constitution states that subject to the provisions of this constitution, Parliament may, or legislature or the Parliament may, by standing orders, regulate its own procedures. This constitution didn't say that the Supreme Court may set regulation or may regulate parliament. No. Or say parliament by its own standing orders. Parliament. No. On the run parliament. So the Supreme Court has no authority to interpret standing orders of parliament to parliamentarians. No. The same way the legislature or parliamentarians cannot come and interpret this constitution to the Supreme Court. No. The Supreme Court don't also have the authority to interpret the standing orders. And now parliamentarians, parliamentarians, the Supreme Court has no authority to interpret it to their understanding, because they do understand it better than you do. What the Supreme Court will understand more better is this constitution. That is, they have been clothed with the authority to only interpret this constitution. But they are not given the authority to interpret standing orders of parliament. This is what the constitution says. The constitution says that parliament provisions made in constitution, parliament may, let me read again, may by standing orders regulate its own procedures. Yes. So let's ask ourselves these questions. Why Supreme Court no stand constitution when Emma Supreme Court won kwan say ono won kon kire and on interpret or no enter into the affairs of the standing orders of parliament? Why is the Supreme Court doing that? The same way the executives or the legislature, the parliament cannot interpret this constitution to the Supreme Court. No, the same way the Supreme Court don't also have the right to interpret the standing orders, not this, the standing orders of parliament to their understanding, because they do understand it more better than the Supreme Court. Parliament. Unya parliamentarian, unya legislature. How do you come and interpret to say what it doesn't work that way. This constitution states that Bibiana any correspondent or it's an outfront. The constitution, it itself is an illegality. In itself is an illegality. In this constitution, the voting of speakers, especially deputy speakers, the constitution didn't state it vividly. Say deputy speakers have the right to vote or do not have the right to vote or vote, either to vote or do not vote. Explicitly stated in this constitution, say speakers of parliament don't vote, and speakers of parliament should not or must not be MPs, so they don't vote. That is what this constitution states. Now, the Supreme Court Ebeka say from henceforth, deputy speakers of parliament and as deputy speakers presiding can vote. Where in this constitution any actual say they can vote into a mujinasi somontuaba? Maybe any constitution where say either say or motu and omonto. Any constitution, deputy speaker, voting of deputy speakers, there anywhere mupo say either say omonto and asa momonto. Speaker of parliament, the egwom categorically is state or constitution when we say omodu to be. But deputy speakers, it was silent on this constitution. Yanka say either say omonto and asa momonto. But in the standing orders of parliament, parliamentarians like say mramudi parliament no. And no true we say for certain reasons in Tino, deputy speakers, when you are presiding, you don't vote. This is where standing orders went on that running parliament for the last 30 years. Inti the Supreme Court and now for nangasani selfish and ego interest, also obeka say from now henceforth deputy speakers into aba yanka deputy speakers ahun abato constitution inti the man can etia constitution. It is inconsistent with this constitution. So what they've made itself, it's an illegality. Yes, the ruling the Supreme Court are making, it is inconsistent with this constitution. Because the voting of deputy speakers in this constitution, in state 2, yanchro she won't concerning deputy speakers. Ne omo abatwa. There is nothing like that. You see, let me read this one. Article 104, section 1. Or say, voting in the parliament. This is what it reads. 1, it says, except as otherwise provided in this constitution, matters in parliament shall be determined by the vote of the majority of members present and voting, with at least half of all members of parliament present. 2, the speaker, that's the speaker, shall have neither an original nor casting vote. Where the vote on any motion or are equal, it shall be taken to be lost. Where Parliament is considering a bill to amend the Constitution, that is it. Or say, which it states that the Speaker shall either have an original or casting vote. Shall either have an original nor casting vote. This is talking about the Speaker, elected Speaker. It didn't speak about deputy speakers, which means it stated say the Speaker of Parliament, the elected Speaker, no, or no about no on to be. And as he to about and no original vote non to be. And also need casting vote. Casting vote means say tied voting. Tied to say ya to about a pie no. Or no speaker to also no so say ya to a committee near to about the chairman of the committee has no only original vote. This a casting vote no one. The Speaker of Parliament do not have either only that is the Speaker. But in this constitution, it didn't state. It didn't state in this constitution issue of deputy speaker sitting. But in the standing orders of Parliament, they even say a bedroom may be the Speaker of Parliament Nankasa may not be in Parliament. Into your deputy speakers. So deputy speaker he should be a referee into Nankasa for their own practices. No. You see, deputy speakers when sitting do not have an original or casting vote. Which is in this constitution, yanka deputy speakers one about say announce deputy speaker about you see Speaker of Parliament. Interban is saying and the Supreme Court shemra and all can say from now henceforth deputy speakers to me to aba. And so within this constitution, yanka deputy speakers one about to biawum. It is only the Speaker of Parliament. Which is the ruling the Supreme Court are making, it is inconsistent with the Constitution, which is illegal. Any mrabia, any the supreme law or the supreme Bible of the state, and an embobrano, a yamrafun, a woodjimra, and yamra was a yejuma. Into an undancing. 2. Constitution say all the 3 arms of government, they all have equal supremacy. Said here, Uko, the General Legal Council, and I say with Ghana Bar Association, whatever, the General Legal Council, the legislature and our parliament cannot make rules and regulations for them to work with. Same as the judiciary do not have that authority to also make rules and regulations for Parliament to also work with. They all have equal supremacy. Into you want to be shishamra mame. Mean this no. The same thing I'm assuming to me shishamra mau. To me, the Supreme Court now all has to do with this constitution. When kwa say when and now I want to be asked about this constitution we Supreme Court a juma pen on the way. And to be no and then legislature wants some interpret this constitution. It is the judiciary. So it is not the authority for the judiciary to also interpret the standing orders of Parliament. And I'm not legislature the year juma. And then to be way constitution when mamus out to me. Someone called the other should interfere into the operations or the procedures of the other arm of government. Constitution one man to me, sir. Into the Supreme Court, the Yeboah and his lucky seven do not have any right to interfere into the standing orders or the parliamentary proceedings of parliament or the legislature. Into Mrano Mashishan say from Ende deputy speakers do also have a voting right whilst presiding. It is null and void. Constitution way, the interpretation calculation. Is it pi r square and as a indices and as a logarithm? A calculation and a equation and a formula being used to interpret way. It is English. Brofu and natural. Into natural, every member of parliament shall be at least with one standing committee. Into you saying. The constitution which says every member of parliament shall be a member of at least one standing committee. And no, any brofo. As it say, member of parliament be our parliament be no one committee who be no cool be at least one day also unya ukum. Inti we no ne in who interest ya be na specialization be na also be here now they interpret brofo ya tro brofo ni atro a basic English ni atro inti eno so no special interpretation is saying special interpretation and saying the Supreme Court, you people you are not God, so you are human beings just like me and you. Yeah, the yanka say ni your constitution. Yamfa Ghana authority and Supreme Court to sa. Supreme Court judges yanto aba momo. The idea sovereignty power they share inside the president. And the yanka say ni yako kiwa ato aba. Just say ni yanto aba mawo. Supreme Court judges amugo yanto aba mamo. Even the Speaker of Parliament is more powerful than after President. With this constitution, the most second powerful person in Ghana is the Speaker of Parliament. Yes, he's the Speaker. And the legislature even have authority than the judicial. Let me ask you why. See, you Speaker of Parliament, and I say, you have a Speaker of Parliament. Parliamentarians land a no elected no. But the president nominated. President don't nominate Speaker of Parliament. No. Parliamentarians na nominate. No man kasa tuaba. But when it goes to the judiciary, the president nominates the Chief Justice. Then you come to the executive, the legislature, Parliament for Parliament to vet you. One be say question. Either say omunji utu, omunji utu. So omunji utu me tuaba de tiao. So just as when you were nominated by the president, it was this same legislature, the executive, the parliamentarians who vetted you, asked you questions to show say whether you are credible or not credible before they voted for you. So in the line of authority, the Speaker of Parliament is more powerful than you. Yes, because the Speaker of Parliament was elected. You didn't elect you; they only nominate you, and then per vetting, then they confirm you. Yes, but the sovereignty of the people, Ghana for your constitution, we know. You can say, mra ye be born man who by no. A coup, and I say, arms of government, do who to me say, or did no juma you know bedding you now, but constitution way so no, and the judiciary. Bibi a fam mra Bibiano mujidisha ni yada shamosa say muma juma. Bibi a fam mra ya shishe they abo man ho ban ni na ye legislature. Se ba shishe mra abo man ho ban. It is the legislature that make laws. Yours is just to even if the legislature make laws, it is you when it is about judicial destiny, you interpret the law. But the legislature, their laws or the government, it is not your remit. You don't have that authority to amend or set rules and regulations for the legislature to work with. It really now, it is an indication, sir, you are all puppets or political maggots. Yes, you are not neutral. You may have a beer with a political party or dom. But say the mind ejuma Share unsa. Yenye ni politics. Justice Yeboah and the Supreme Court 7. You are not working for MPP. Say a man to swan. And your MPP headquarters na mkoje mo salary. The Controller and Accountant General. Controller and Accountant General Department of Ghana. Ghana, your consolidated fund na ejijinu. Taxes all the amenities, the privileges you enjoy, it is not the MPP party that gives you. It is from the sweat of Ghanaians, their taxes they pay. When you enjoy all these privileges and a monument, you enjoy it in the name, say, oh yeah, a Supreme Court judge for Ghana. For refresher courses. Any vacations, you go there on the cost. You go there on the cost of the consolidated fund. Ye Ghana Fosika near the show. Okala use security guard in any MPP invisible force in the ball. It is the army of Ghana. It is the police service of the Republic of Ghana. Ghana Sika near the trial. Into so MPP ni crying the amfa. But ejuma na you know so ye ni say we Ghana ni. Na mo kotina na mo ko hihye mra. Mimi hu ni say nyansa nim no. Ana say entwesum. Ana say you who said that more apply more law. It is only in this Ghana and the Justice Yeboah and the Supreme Court and they make a final ruling for a very crucial election petitioner. They are obi brony bi booker at where used to for years ago. You found the Black Law Dictionary. Brony buko. Out there in the practicals what actually baby the book. And wakofa and original so they are making reference. I judge one kasa ukroma about ayato. Then you come and say these people they have sense. They are not sensible enough. But they are not sensible enough. But they are not sensible enough. In law, law say in any ruling you make, you apply common sense and logic. Ever since there's a Yeboah be Supreme Court judge, Supreme Court or Chief Justice, no, all their rulings lack common sense and logic. Yes, all their rulings. The first one they did concerning birth certificate, it lacks human thinking. It lacks common sense. It lacks logic. Say birth certificate, no, I know just how you Ghana ni na passport be and actually it is nipa destiny or that drain or drain you as nipa. And make it a ruling way. It lacks common sense and logic. So, what I want to say and urge the legislature to stand on their feet, because people like us, almost about most Ghanaians, more than enough Ghanaians, are against this ruling by the Yeboah and the Supreme Court 7 or the Lucky 7. No? Ruling one Lucky 7 and the Justice Yeboah making no Ghana for fool. Ghana for saying it lacks common sense, logical reasoning, and lacks the thinking of a human being. Supreme Court, nipa just like us. And this constitution, it is English natural. The English is not a language, neither it's my language. Common basic English. Do not vote. How do you interpret do not vote in law? You don't tell me say this thing is law. What is the law about this? Law is common sense application. Law ni na say asama bank for na otinemu for jinemu for na say mediator atinem aka asam ne pere no. Eye nyansa na obetinem udi beka asam ye pere. Nyansa udi fie nyansa na de beto ho. Bible yesi King Solomon mamienu ba ko ba wie na he was the biggest, the best judge in the Bible. King Solomon was the best judge. Or law school. Your BBF in the law school. Or you so fear nyansa and all the judge here. So law is about the application of logical reasoning and common sense. That is Nina about law. The definition of law. No. Application of common sense and logical reasoning. So make it be ruling be a nipa that's an dream say logical reasoning in common sense in nima. And the work can you people say sebi asama nyansen nim. and Ghanaians will fight against you. And never my Ghana for you are political judges. Javier Sosu, MP for Medina. You are political judges. When government turns, the other government will treat you as political judges. Na abayane sisa. Ahona mbete mo samia. Ghana for Madamase.